right, everybody. KMS Brews, episode 8. Welcome. We have some very famous people. We got Kirk's desk. We got Minifan Kim Jong-un and Inspector J under a great symbol there. I'm not sure what it is. So, Jay, we're going to start with you today. Are you drinking this morning on this pre-NFL Sunday edition of KMS Brews that is showing on a Monday night, so that makes no sense? Go ahead.
Just for CBM, I'm opening, I wish you could see it. It's vitamin C, coconut pineapple pipe dream.
Nice.
Normally, I would not touch this thing, but I bought it because of you. So,
well, thanks, buddy.
It's
Is that an IPA? Or? Okay.
No, it's described as a sour. But I saw something about maybe wild yeast, and maybe a Berliner style. So let me just give it a quick taste here.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm sure it's a Berliner style, but they could have thrown like a wild in there.
It's definitely not as tart as one I had the other day. I think it was Rogue's Blackberry Currant. So it's nice. It's a light pineapple flavor, and I think perfect for before noontime on a Sunday.
So a brunch style beer, if you will.
Exactly. Yep.
They're making a collab with a brew that I really like a lot called Tripping Animals, which is in Doral, Florida. Tripping Animals Brewing. They make a lot of they make IPAs, a ton of different sours. They do some barrel aged stuff as well. But they just did a collab with Vitamin C, I think, in Massachusetts. So if that comes out, definitely try it because they make great beer and save me some if you get some. I think
I
it's
was going to say, if we're able to get that for you, we'll definitely send you some.
Yeah.
Vitamin C is doing a lot of collaborations. We could probably find a list. I mean, I love when breweries do that, for sure. Yeah, so I actually have a collaboration, and it's pretty much the same style. It's a sour ale. It's Trillium and Cellar Maker Brewing. It's called Everybody drink.
Disavow.
8.7%, and it's pretty much tastes like a daiquiri or whatever. Just it tastes like I might even have this one on the show before. Oh shit!
So
whatever.
So Corona would like that.
No, he would love it. You're sitting there, little umbrella sticking out of here, with Quantum Week Chris.
Yeah.
No,
sorry to interrupt, but I forgot the bottom of the can. It says "Vacation in a Can." They put messages on the bottom of these.
That's very cool. A lot of breweries do that, and we actually don't talk about that much. This one doesn't have shit. Yeah, but this is this one has lactose though, which some people can't handle. I like a lactose beer.
Yeah.
So complete opposite. Kim, what do you got? I know you got something a little different.
Yeah, so it's 11:30 in the morning. I decided I wanted some coffee in my beer, so I went and grabbed my Treehouse Double Shot Paragon.
Nice.
It's probably a little too boozy for this early in the morning, considering it's 8.9%. Fuck it.
You think so?
Getting ready for the game.
Hey, keep it going.
I just, I love their double shot series. They claim that everyone's, better than last, but they said that on this one specifically, they said they spent all summer trying to perfect the roast of the coffee, which is their espresso blend, the Paragon. It's bitter, but it's not overly bitter, which I really, really like. Sometimes I think that when people do coffee stouts, they don't make it bitter enough, or they go way over the top, make it too bitter. It's extremely well balanced. I love it. And on the bottom of this can, it says sip, reflect, and repeat. So there you go.
Oh, that is so Treehouse. That is so Nate. Oh, he's so wild and edgy. All right, let's go ahead.
All right, so I'm drinking Yeasty Boys Ganamata. And so this is one of my favorite breweries. They're out of New Zealand. They also have an outfit now in England. So this is actually perfect for the morning because it's an Earl Grey tea. So it's an IPA, but it's made with Earl Grey instead of hops. So it's a great breakfast beer for those for the British and for the New Zealanders. And so I met them at the first festival when it was in Worcester. So then I ended up talking to them a fair amount, and he put something on Twitter one day about how he had a problem, and it's in my realm of work. So I helped him with the answer for that, and then he sent me a case through Shelton Brothers of Gunnamana because he knew how much I liked it. So it was a nice gesture of a
little bartering.
Yeah, it was great. I would do that all day if I could. So, but this, tastes just like Earl Grey tea. This is a little bit old actually because they haven't sent it to the United States for years. So I think this is like 5 years old. So it's a little bit malty now, but still has a lot of the Earl Grey in it. It's great.
I'm really interested in those. Go ahead, Tim.
I know. I was just saying, I really like a lot of those beers that infuse the teas, and there's been some really, really good chai ones before that I've had. And if I'd known, I would have looked into my Untapped and got the names from the ones from a few years ago. But when people hit those right, I really like that style of beer.
Yeah. I was actually just looking. Earth Eagle Brewing in New Hampshire does like specific stuff. I don't think they have any right now, but they don't use hops at all, and they'll just use like lavender or whatever, like some herbs. Like I really enjoy it. I forget the name of it. Oh, Grew it. Sorry, that's what I was trying to look up. So yeah, that's really interesting, and well, it probably sounds like something that could really hit one day, maybe spread like wildfire once this New England IPA fad dies out. Little new craft beer assholes love it, I hate it.
I think that the New England IPAs, I know we talked about this before, but it seems that like Pilsners are kind of what the breweries are trying to force into be the next fad, because let's be honest, New England IPAs, everyone can do a pretty decent one at this point. So, there needs to be a next fad. I mean, West Coast IPAs were the first fad in the craft beer, since 2004. So they were the kings, and then Stouts kind of stuck in there for a while. The New England IPAs kind of took over for the past, I don't know, what would you guys say, 3, 4, 5 years now? I'm curious.
Yeah, at least 3.
Pilsners, I like Pilsners, but I don't think everyone loves Pilsners. It's not my favorite, but I will suck one down. I'm just curious what the that's going to be a clip. Fuck. But I'm curious what the next fad will be, because sours there for a while, especially fruited sours. Everyone started making those, but still, New England IPAs are king. Like everyone tries, like any brewery that comes out, they always start with a New England IPA and then some other beer, like either a fruited sour or a stout. It seems like those are the 3 beers that everyone starts with. And I know I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. I wish someone would come up with more brown ales, or even some Dunkels. Like actually, I started drinking some more Dunkels recently because of Shank, who's not here. And I'm really getting into them. Like I just wish people were making more beers than just New England IPAs, stouts, and fruited sours.
Well, they're probably. Sorry.
Go ahead, John. No, go ahead, Jeff.
They're probably cheaper to make too, correct? And not, the ingredients probably are less expensive.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Is their brown ale cheap to make though?
Yeah. It's just roasted malt, and it's really cheap. Probably as cheap as a Pilsner.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I picked up a nice.
I thought that like low session stouts was going to be a thing at one point, because some breweries were doing them. I mean, one of the big things about stouts is they're just so heavy. I mean, right now, Kim has a almost 9% stout. Can't be killing those things all day. So imagine like a pastry stout, but it's like 5%. So it's drinking really smooth, but has like some of those really caramel coconut flavors. That'd be pretty cool.
Did you like them, the ones that you had though? Because I've had some low ABV. Yeah. They seem a little too light to me. Like it's like almost like you're drinking coffee water.
Well, it's something that a good brewery could work on. Boost. I'm sure they could do it some way. I made one myself once. It was pretty good, but I'm not an expert at all. So no, Des, what were you gonna say? I
can't remember. But I would say that lower ABV stouts. I think it's the milk stout. With the lactose that gives that a little bit extra kind of body. So it's a lower ABV and the sweetness. But because I thought those 5-6% milk stouts with coffee or a little adjunct in them. I love those. I could drink those all day. So I think that could be another kind of a way for the breweries to go. But I have seen those. Like seems like each year there's a this is what we're going to do for the new beer this year. Like, so it was Berliner Weisses for a year. It was Kolsch's, I think, last year. And then this year it seems to be like more Pilsners, which I'm fine with because I like the Pilsners a lot. So
sure. One of the things they can do too is just make the mash temperature higher. That will leave less fermentable sugars, and then that will keep it a little sweeter. That does cost a little more though, because you're using extra grain. So they could do that and make a good session stout. I mean, that's what I did with mine.
Yeah,
but
people hate paying more money though for lower ABV.
Exactly. So Kim, you had a little news segment going on, KMS Brews news, with our lovely friends Anheuser-Busch. So go on.
Yeah, so about 2 weeks ago, InBev bought out the remaining shares that they didn't have in the craft brew alliance. And at first, the first couple articles I read, I only recognized Red Hook, but going through the list, I didn't realize how many of these companies, these breweries, were in this together with, when they went public. It's Kona, Cisco, Appellation, Omission, Red Hook, Square Mile Cider, Widmer Brothers Brewing, Winwood Brewing, and that's it. But, I didn't realize that Kona and Cisco and Omission were all in the craft brew alliance. It's kind of convoluted, though, the way that they did this. So InBev already had a stake in them for the past few years. They just bought out more. But some of the breweries within the craft brew alliance bought some of their shares back. So it's extremely convoluted. Some of these guys, InBev might own 80%, and then some of them they only own 20%, but they own the alliance now pretty much outright with the majority. They started it in 2008, the alliance, to grow their beers across the country. I've never seen Cisco outside of New England, though, so I don't know how that's working. I've seen Kona, obviously, and Kona's from Hawaii. But yeah, it's just another one of the ones that InBev's just out there trying to buy, more craft breweries. I mean, you see it locally. One of the largest distributors in Southern New England is Quality Beverage. They're the ones that were in Anheuser-Busch, and they changed some of their contracts to get more craft beer guys before Night Shift did their thing. It just seems that the big beer and the big beer distributors are really coming in and grabbing whoever will allow them to get grabbed.
It's surprising. Winwood Brewing was on that list, and I've been to that brewery a couple times when I've been down to Miami, and they make really good beer. And what I like about them as well, that's probably why they're actually on the cruise ships. I know, because I know Kirk's been a lot of cruises too, and he likes cruises. So I'm not sure if he's had any. I'm sure he sees the Winwood, but they actually have those on the cruise ships, and that's probably because they have an InBev relationship there. But they do make really good beer for somebody who has a relationship with InBev.
See, AB InBev is not stupid. So Kona, tourism type beer. Cisco, huge tourism type beer. Right in the little ritzy part of New England and Massachusetts. And then Winwood, talking about cruises, we're talking about Miami. They're not stupid. They're going for these big names. I had no idea that Cisco was part of AB InBev. Not that they're one of my big breweries, but
it surprised me. You're right though, because in Cisco they have the small actual brewery in Nantucket, but most of it's contract brewed, on the mainland. And I'm just shocked that InBev is having somebody else contract brew a beer that they have had a stake in, because you'd figure a lot of people probably don't know this, but Anheuser-Busch InBev, they started building regional manufacturing facilities and around the country. So they have one locally up here. They have one in other parts of the country. I'm just shocked that they wouldn't, try to move that in-house to get some of that brewing under their own roof, as opposed to having someone else contract brew it for them.
It'd probably be cheaper too, of course.
Yeah. But if I was Cisco, I wouldn't want them to. I mean, look what they did to Bourbon County. What was that, 2015, when they infected every single one of the so I don't know. I mean, I don't love them buying everybody. I mean, I've been to St. Louis and Budweiser's, Anheuser-Busch's headquarters, and I had a tour there for a work event. We had it the entire time. I mean, it just, I don't know. They really focus on lowering their costs and trying to take everything out that they can in order to mass produce these beers. And we've talked about this before. Some of these beers, you can't go to higher scale. They're not made to be mass produced, and they lose a lot. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Cisco, I don't love their beer anyways, but so I wouldn't care if their beer started to suck. But it's only a matter of time before some of these other guys just sell out to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I used to drink Widmer quite a bit because they were under the part of the Red Hook. I think there were 2 or 3 before this larger group. Yeah. and they were good. The West Coast, I think. But like a lot of breweries, they've struggled and, need the financial support of a big player like that. But they made some good stuff. But as Kim said, when you scale up, things generally go south, whether it's Goose Island or others, where it's just not the way that it used to be.
Well, who the hell has seen a Red Hook? I haven't seen Red Hook beer, and I can't even tell you. Where's this shit being distributed?
Actually, you're gonna laugh, CBM, but my brother picks it up at a pharmacy, a large chain pharmacy. So yeah, I won't mention any names.
You can tell the age of Inspector J and myself, because I also used to drink Red Hook and then Windmill a lot when I lived in San Francisco, and that was back in like the 1990s. So I don't think I've seen Windmill for years, but I remember drinking that plenty.
What a tough time, man! Tough time to be in the 90s and really in your prime drinking years. When you got Windmill and Red Hook.
Now, there were a lot of West Coast beers back then. No, there were some good
ones.
That's cool.
And Desk, what about Pete's? Boy, they disappeared.
Exactly.
They were huge.
Yeah. You used to drink that all the time. Yeah.
Oh, my uncle loved that. My uncle, he would bring that to the house on Thanksgiving, and I'd just be like, "What the hell is strawberry blonde? What?"
Yeah.
They had a nice winter.
God.
Yep. And
they did.
Speaking of winter, Sierra Celebration will be out in a few weeks. My favorite time of the year.
My wife's favorite.
Yeah,
she's not a huge beer person. Drinks it a lot because I love it. That's her favorite winter beer.
Yeah,
can't wait. So nostalgia, right? I saved some of my older bottles. I don't know. I know Inspector J, you really don't, right, man? But
no, sir.
Oh, what a loser! No, I'm kidding. So I have a beer here. I'm really big into J Wakefield Brewing. They're out of Miami. I have a Lanata. It's their Russian Imperial Stout. And I just have a few buddies of mine, and every couple of months we get together. One of them, I talked about this before, that, I learned home brewing from him. So it's kind of cool. Like anytime somebody brings a rare bottle, I try to keep it. I try to snatch it away if they don't notice, and I have it in, my little my study, as I call it. But this one was a fucking awesome beer. I think on secondary it goes for like 300. That really matters, but it reminds me of a fucking awesome share. And I have a few like this. Maybe I'll bring one every episode. But anybody else?
Can we get a good look at that label, please? Yeah. Can I see the label?
We can look it up.
Have you been to the brewery?
I've never been to J Wake. We're live to tape. I want to see. Yeah. Okay, very good. Thanks.
Lanata.
Yeah.
How was that? I love Russian Imperials.
It's fucking J Wakefield stouts are just unbelievable.
Yeah. They were traditionally all Berliners.
Say it again.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I said they traditionally when they first opened up, they were pretty much just Berliners, and then they added in more of those stouts, and so every time I go to Miami, I go there as well, and they've got all these. You go in, and it's like one of these breweries where they have 15 beers, but 10 of them are 12%. And you can only drink so many of those at once.
Yeah.
It's so annoying, because I'm like, I want to try every single one of those, but I can't have 10 tasters of a 12% beer. But they make really, really good beer, and that's right down this little walking distance from Wynwood Brewing as well.
Fantastic. Yeah. It's just every beer I have from them is gold. From them, Angry Chair. I mean, there's obviously these breweries, Treehouse, there's just a ton where you just claim to have them. When you have these shares where buddies bring them, I fucking love it. So what do you got? Oh,
so I have.
Funny because my cat's right here.
Yeah.
She didn't like that one.
So and then Kirk hates this beer because he hates cats, right? Kirk hates cats.
Jeez,
Kirk
another trivia fact.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a dog guy.
Yeah, no, he's not.
No, he's not dog. He said all cat people shouldn't be watching. Nobody who has cats should be watching the show, right? So this beer is this is from 2012. I never opened it.
Oh God.
And it's an IPA.
Open it now. Drink it. Drink it. Drink it.
I don't know.
Chug it.
Because I was at the store and I saw this and I'm like, Cat Piss, that's a great name for a beer. And it's Evil Twin. And so then it was mistakenly they sent a case that wasn't supposed to come to the United States. So this was not supposed to be in the United States. And with this label, because it says cat piss on it, right? Ooh. So the label it's supposed to be, it's KATZPIS. And so this was there, and I said, oh shit, I gotta get this label, get this beer just for this label. So I never opened it. And back then I didn't know that an IPA you had to open, really drink it quickly, either way. So and then so it's so I don't know if this is worth anything. I try to look it up, see if is anything worth, because it's like I said, it's a full bottle with the old name, probably not worth anything with the label, but but it's based on it's all Nelson Sauvin hops, so it's supposed to have that cat piss aroma like a Nelson Sauvin hop will have. And mind because when I was in San Francisco and I sold wine, it was like one of the big things was for some of the French wines like Sancerre's was the aroma of cat piss. How that would make wine that much better, right? So this is that. So I really fucking wish I had opened this, but I never would have known it back then. Anyways, I don't think I would have had that.
Well, open it now. It'll probably taste like cat piss. Why not?
It will for sure.
What do you got to lose? Come on.
What if this bottle's worth like $500 when it's not open?
It's not. I can tell you.
It's worthless. Just drink it.
That's worth nothing. But I would say that might be when Nelson first came out too. I don't remember it.
2012, yeah. I mean,
that's like experimental hops at that point, and that's used a lot now as like almost a grape type flavor in a wine. So yeah, it makes sense. That's an awesome bottle. I would love to have that bottle.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe I'll pay a couple $100 for it. Let me know. I'll throw it. What about you, Kim? Do you keep anything or?
So the only bottles I ever keep are never for beer. I hate to say it, but I'd only keep like old bottles of wine. Like my wife's uncle is a wine collector, and he's given me some extremely rare bottles, and we actually just broke one. He gave me an 82 Rothschild Bordeaux, and we kept it. And I broke that. Well, actually, my wife broke that bottle last week. It's smashed everywhere. But I only keep the rare wine bottles. The beer ones, you got to clean them out, or they get really, really gross. And I don't know. I just toss them. I hate to admit it. And I know Jay hates this, but every single one of my cans of bottles, I just throw in the recycling. I don't even redeem at this point. I just say, screw it. Throw in the recycling bin, and it goes.
Well, you have no ceiling, so I can't afford that.
The dude's got like 2 living rooms, no ceiling. It's crazy.
3, 5
got his kid. His wife smashing expensive bottles of wine. His kids are on the curb. Everything goes at Kim's place.
He's got like 3 PS5s coming in. They're all pre-orders. Like,
yeah. Doesn't have to fly to China anymore.
I thank God. But in all honesty, like about I know this. I want to get on wine for a second. I know this is a beer show, but what Kirk's desk said about cat piss, it smelled like cat piss. The first time I ever had a really expensive Bordeaux, my wife's uncle told me, he said, this is going to smell like mold. And I remember thinking to myself, like, why the fuck would I ever want to drink a wine that smells like mold? So you open the bottle, you let it breathe for a while, then you have that first glass. It is fucking awesome. I mean, even if it smells like mold and you eat it with some, it's like blue cheese or whatever, but I can, like, when he said it smells like cat piss, my initial reaction was, that's fucking disgusting. But, as someone who thought the same thing about, a moldy smelling wine, it works. I mean, it really works. It works in certain, certain times. And I think I'd love to have a cat piss.
I am like silently judging you so bad, but then like I'm the first person to like scream out that my beer, smells like tobacco, and I'm so happy about it. So I can't do it. Just I really want to try this cat piss and mold wine now.
Yeah, there was
moldy Bordeaux's are unbelievable, unbelievable.
So when I was at this wine store, the big thing was, we have to taste everything and see what flavors we get. And so there's Michael Jackson was the wine guy. He's not the beer guy, right?
No, he's the beer guy. Michael Jackson.
Beer guy.
Jackson.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not sure it was Michael Jackson.
We're not talking about it's another guy.
No. Is it Michael? It was either Michael Jackson or there's another wine guy from years past who would taste all the wines and put them in a book and what this is what they taste like. So one of the wines we were tasting in his book was this wine is the aroma of a 12-year-old boy's underarms. And I was like,
fuck?
You put that in the book. And that was an
interesting turn. Michael Jackson.
Sounds like CED.
He wrote books about beer and whiskey.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
I can't remember who it was. I'll find out. But
when I was in San Francisco, I think his name was just kidding. Go.
I was gonna say you just said DEC. It kind of got thrown to the side.
CED. No, CED.
He doesn't go by. He doesn't
likes
go by
the 12-year-old armpit smell.
He's now his real name. He's no longer in the role.
12-year-old boys' underarms.
Yeah, I don't know if that is a great descriptive term. I mean, that's, I don't know, whatever.
I mean, it's a great descriptive term, but I don't know if it's appropriate.
All right.
How would you know that? Like, that's like, explain to somebody that what a 12-year-old boy's underarm or something. I don't know. That's just.
Yeah, it's a little creepy.
All right, let's get back on track here.
So now I'm trying to think of wildest beer aromas that I've heard. Tobacco, leather. I mean, that's not insane, but when you're talking to like a regular person trying to explain you're into craft, then you're saying a beer smells and tastes like leather. It's definitely turning them off. So it's odd. It's an odd thing, and I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Any odd beer scents you can think of?
There's been some sours that I've had before. I mean, everyone, if you don't, I'm trying to think of this. So if you don't know how a sour is made, it's made by the same stuff that you find in a woman's vagina. It's the best way to describe it. So you can get some sours that smell extremely interesting, depending on how they come out. So I'd say some of the sours are more interesting. You can get.
Jay, what was that?
Yeah,
you can't see Jay's face; he's just like moaning.
Enter woman's vagina and Jay moan.
That was my. I'm gonna have to do a lot of fucking editing of this one. Sound.
So Two Roads makes that passion fruit goes. The first time I had it, I said this on the first time I had it, I thought it was great. Second time I had it, I'm like, it started to taste and smell like bacterial vaginosis. And and it was absolutely freaking disgusting. I could never drink it again.
You know what's one that just popped into my head whenever I have. Go ahead, Jay.
No, even the name goes. I don't like the name. It's just.
Whenever I have,
I didn't know you guys.
Whenever I have a good Belgian beer, they say that if it tastes like burnt rubber or smells like burnt rubber, it's going to be very good. Desk, am I right on that when you're more into Belgians, but like Cantillon?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's more for when some of the ones with like the bread.
Or Lambic.
Yeah, some of the Lambic ones, yeah, definitely. But then there's, the ones that have all the Brettanomyces in them that will have the, the various different, aromas, like the people use horse blanket. I don't know what a horse blanket smells like, but there is one.
Yeah.
There's one beer. There's one strain of Brett that I don't know exactly which one it is. I do not like it. It's in one of Allagash's beers. There's one Allagash beer I don't like. Everything else I love from them. But there's this one smell, and it's completely like cow shit. Like I taste it, I smell it. It's just like cow shit. And when I save my Brettanomyces beers, and I wait too long, and that taste and aroma shows up, it's like, God damn it, why'd I wait this long? So horse or cow shit is definitely one flavor you get that I don't like.
Barnyard. That's another one. People say
Yeah, it's
that.
barnyard. Some people say it's barnyard. I'm going with
Yeah.
cow shit myself.
Yeah, okay.
I don't have a sophisticated palate. It's tobacco.
Oh, you'll get
leather.
Well, you know.
No, I'm not.
Desk and I can taste the cow shit, the leather.
Robert Parker.
Look it
Robert Parker. Robert.
Michael Jackson's like one of the most well-known beer dudes. He's a huge author. Look it up. It's just funny. He has the same
He's
name.
dead, right?
Yeah, he died like 5
Yeah.
years ago or 10 years ago.
Okay. Yeah.
And I would just like to say, you know, I think it was Robert Parker who said this. I'm not sure 100%. So once again, I don't want to get in trouble for
Just say
saying
allegedly.
something.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, Robert
Allegedly.
Parker. But I was drinking a lot of wine back then, so I can't remember exactly.
Seriously, have any of you experts ever thought about taking that Cicerone certification, like an official beer taster? I forget exactly what the definition is, but you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Any of you thought about doing that with your sophisticated palates?
Yeah, I thought about it. I haven't done it, but I don't know how much that is.
Get
probably a
off,
waste
get
of
off
money.
your fat ass. Get going on that.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to do that.
Get away from that cat piss and cow shit. Get your Cicerone degree.
They'll probably talk about that more. Oh, if you can detect the cat shit and the cat piss, then you're a true Cicerone.
It's one of those things like how far, like people like to shit on craft beer. People, I mean, it happens in Discord all the time. Like everyone's like, oh, you're, you know, you guys, you know, say you can taste caramel. I don't taste anything. Like I'm not sure how far I want to take this down the craft beer road to be that craft beer douchebag that they talk about. So that's the only reason why I probably wouldn't do that. Just keep myself out of that thing.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun.
Yes, were
interesting
you
to
ever
kinda
a
like
sommelier?
Yeah. No,
How about a
no. I think it'd be
sommelier, no?
interesting. No sommelier, no Cicerone. I would. I think it'd be interesting to kind of be able to see if I could kind of get those different. But I don't. Yeah, I don't like go out and talk to people and say, "Oh, look, guys, you know, taste this." You know, that's like I'm like, I don't need those people. Yeah, exactly.
I would do it. I would do it for the experience, just like Desk is saying. But I'm not going to walk around with fucking man bun. Not that I could grow it, but with a towel on my arm, with like a leather, some leather overalls. Like, here you go, pouring beer over my arm. Fuck that. No, I'm not doing that. Shit.
Cameo's got his flannel on already, so I guess it's Manhattan weather.
It's getting cool. Dude, it's fucking NFL Sunday. It's flannel, chili, and beer. Am I right?
I heard it was 28 degrees in Central Mass this morning. So
it was very cold when I brought the tractor this morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, speaking of that, Steve's an idiot, by the way. When he said this week that clam chowder was the perfect, fall. I don't
fall.
know.
Please, don't bring up that asshole.
Winter.
Yeah.
That is a winter meal. That is absolute winter meal.
I like it year round, but yeah.
And corn chowder. Who the fuck eats corn chowder?
Nobody.
I love corn chowder. My mom ate it all the time growing up. Yeah.
Fuck you, Jay. All right, that's a perfect way to end.
Hey! What did I?
Kim, there's one thing I want to ask you about because you've listened to it according to Discord 6 times. What do you think about?
Probably more.
Probably more.
So the call, the landscaping call, it's fucking amazing. I thought it was so good. The interaction between Kirk and Craig, and then Megan comes in, and then now it's Dan and Steve's trying to chime in. It was fucking hilarious. That's my favorite. If they could do that all the time, that's my favorite part.
The guy, like apparently what he looks like on Twitter. Like I'm not sure. Was that a joke or was that real?
I don't, dude. He looks like a character from like Disney, like he did. He actually looked like the dude from Game of Thrones, Sam Tarly.
100%. I thought
he looked just like him. So that's what. But no, I love that. Yeah.
Dying during that call.
Yeah. I was listening to it. I was at work, like laughing my ass off.
I'm an accountant. I'm in the office because he said something to somebody. All of a sudden, that the call was perfect. I know a lot of people bitch about the calls, but I thought the calls this week were awesome. I think obviously there's a couple bad ones here and there, but I thought overall the calls were great, and that one was legendary call this week.
Yeah, I think anybody who doesn't like the calls, I mean, they want more show, but the calls bring so much content, and it's just great. The interaction, like if you listen to the KMS Rewind, no, it was the Rundown. No, it was whatever. They played
they're all the same.
Josh from Westport. Was it Josh from Westport? Did you guys listen?
I listened to the Rundown or
whatever. No, it was a KNC bit. and it was this guy that kept calling. He was hammered out of his mind, and Kirk just kept fooling him, saying, "Oh, have him keep coming on and stuff like that." Listen to
I know that.
yeah. Yeah, the guy called like 7 times, and he kept having him on. He's like, "Oh, what's your job?" And the guy kept saying, and he's like slurring his speech, and he's making fun of him. Maybe John from Westport, whatever. But listen to it; it's up there. Oh, it's fucking hilarious. I love when he just fucks around with callers. It's the best, and just the interaction.
No, yeah, I thought the calls on Friday were great too, because I know Steve might have overdone the dropping abortion sounds a little much on Friday, but still, at the same time, like I like when Steve gets sensitive and drops a call. Like to me, I smile every single time he does it, because I can just picture Steve in there with smiling to him, like shitting himself, like laughing, dumping calls and playing the abortion sound. He loves that way too much.
Do you think Minifan X will ever call in again? Or is
Minifan X.
Okay, that's edited out, shithead. Don't ever mention that fuckwad on our brews again.
Oh no! And I gotta say one thing. So he had been in Discord for months under a different name, and the genius that he thinks he is, he finally came out of the closet and exposed himself. So I went back and told him. He said back in April or May that he thinks that the YouTube, his idea of a show, I know he said a relationship show now, but his original idea was a YouTube poetry slam with Kirk and Steve. And he thought that a YouTube poetry slam would be some great content. That guy is a joke. Like, he legitimately is the dumbest, most unfunny person in the world. Ziggy and Visionless Dave and Red are setting him up to look like a fool, and he doesn't understand that everyone's laughing at him and no one's laughing with him.
It's another fucking Mainer.
And boom.
Heart for you, Minifan X, heart.
No X is all heart.
No, you got to do the crossing of the arms.
No. So when you
disavow
on Twitter, he gives you a heart sign underneath.
Oh, is that what it is?
He's so fucking dumb. Let's have a 3-hour show of all the shows on the YouTube.
He backtracked on that one.
Even Justin said, "No, that's the opposite of what we're trying to do here." So.
How terrible.
I think Justin's going to get a little shit on Monday. Apparently, he turned off the comments on Justin and the Minifans because
he did. I don't know if it was him, but
somebody did. And I love Justin. I don't think the trolling of him was necessary. But when you shut down the comments, that's not a good look. So
yeah,
he tweeted it out. He tweeted it out that said there will be no comments. So I think he did.
Oh, did he? I missed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. All right, boys, let's get back to our NFL Sunday. It's coming up quick. We have a lot to do. Pats to watch. Tom Brady go down, right, Kirk's desk?
No.
COVID.
No. Well, probably.
Tom Brady's retired in about 2 weeks anyways. He sucks.
Yeah.
This guy a year ago was a
bitter Pats fan.
Oh,
yeah,
I hated Tom Brady last year. I cannot stand that.
Sure.
But I have plenty of people that hate Cam Newton when he came to the Pats. They're like, "Fuck this guy! I'm not watching it." And this is a season ticket holder I know who's been there. Every game.
I love Newton.
Oh, I love Newton. I love it.
I didn't like him much because too much showboating. I mean, I'm glad he's on the team. Notice I didn't say our team. People think they're part of the fucking team. Oh, we won this week. Oh, we did. What did you score?
That's right.
There is something to say, and I know, like Felger Maz hate saying this. They bitch all the time, but there is something to say that a lot of these guys, not everyone, but a lot of these guys, when they come to New England, Bill isn't as much of a hard ass as people think he is. He's letting Cam be Cam within his parameters, and Cam has been a phenomenal teammate. Everyone, all the beat writers have said that everyone loves him in the locker room. He hasn't been one problem. He's the first one in the door every single day, last one to leave. I mean, granted, maybe he had to get a little, kick in the ass by getting injured and forgotten about and not signed the entire, off season. But whatever it is, he is the prototypical Patriot. He's first one in, last one out. I mean, I'd love to see him get signed to a contract. I know we're getting to football talking, but they could probably get it for cheap. But I hope he stays. I really hope he stays.
I was gonna say, if you fucking play hard and you work hard, Bill's gonna like you no matter what. So that's what it's all about. All right, guys, we're done for the day. Enjoy your NFL Sunday. Enjoy your Monday night if you're watching this. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
KMS Brews.